Just finished up at the Amex Stadium, Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Arsenal 4. And from an Arsenal perspective, that was a whole lot more stressful than it really needed to be. Some cheap goals given away, I think. I think Brighton are a very, very good side. They play some wonderful football at times. They were able to bypass our midfield to get beyond our press. They went a little bit more direct in the second half at times, dropping balls over the top of the likes of William Saliba, and I think we really struggled, particularly after we changed a number of players, the two fullbacks, of course, and Thomas Partey. Look, a lot of people will look at that and say the reason we ended up finding it so difficult was because Mikel Arteta made those changes. But I think when you've got players like Tomiyasu to bring on, Kieran Tierney to bring on, I mean, you're not bringing on a couple of young kids. You're not being disrespectful. You're bringing in two very good defenders in their own right. But yeah, look, I think the way we started the game was fantastic. Obviously, getting that goal nice and early. Great composure from Bukayo Saka to find the finish. And then Martin Odegaard steps up with the second. He's really added so many more goals to his game this season, which is brilliant to see. And then you're 2-0 up and you're cruising. We start the second half and we go down to third and you think it's done and dusted and, you know, happy days. But Brighton, to their credit, fought back. They made it 3-1, and then Arsenal go down the other end after a superb Martin Odegaard first-time pass to release Gabriel Martinelli and add a fourth. And at that point, you think it's done. You think that they are dead and buried, that it's one too many hurdles for Brighton and Hove Albion to overcome. But then they make it 4-2, and they thought they'd made it 4-3 as well. But that goal, of course, in the end, disallowed. And Arsenal slightly getting away with that because it was a marginal offside call. It was offside, of course, but had it not been for VAR, that would never have been picked up. So, look, it's a great win. It's a massive 3 points. Arsenal now move 7 points clear of Manchester City, which is huge in the bigger picture. 8 points clear of Newcastle United, who we play, of course, on Tuesday at Emirates Stadium. This was a tough test for the Gunners, and they came through it in the end. It wasn't exactly with flying colours, but they did come through what was always going to be a very difficult game against a side who, in the Premier League, have a very, very good record against Arsenal. They've won they had won 4 of the 10 meetings so far going into today. Let me rephrase that. They'd won the 4 of the 10 meetings between these two in the Premier League prior to today. The Gunners have now levelled that record, so it's 4-4-3 in terms of draws, which means makes up the 11 meetings between these two sides. As you can tell, I'm all commentated out here at the Amex Stadium, but look, we did it. We got the 3 points, and it was a massive opportunity today. And what that does, look, people will get carried away now and say, look, 7 points clear, that's it. We're in the driving seat for the title. What it does is buy us a little bit of breathing space because, we've got some difficult fixtures coming up. The next 3 league games are Newcastle at home, Spurs away, and Manchester United at home. It's not going to be easy. So to have that little bit of wiggle room going into that set of fixtures, I think is really, really important and could be really, really significant. Are we starting to believe? I think we've got to start to believe to a degree, but there's still a hell of a long way to go. I thought Eddie Nketiah was very good again today, worked very, very hard and got his goal, a real poacher's finish, which I was delighted to see. Good to see Saka and Martinelli again contributing, and Odegaard in the absence of Gabby Jesus. Look, it wasn't the greatest performance at times, but we did enough. We got over the line, scored 4 goals away from home, so you can't really complain too much. And we move into 2023 in a really, really promising position. The full podcast is going to be out tomorrow. We'll do it early morning. It is New Year's Eve tonight. So I want to wish you all a happy new year. Thank you all for the support over the duration of 2022. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the full podcast. But thank you for all your support, as I say. And I'll see you all soon. I'm going to head back to London now. But heading back a happy man because it's finished up. Brighton 2, Arsenal 4.